Hey guys, it's Aubrey. Today I'm doing a foundation routine video. This video does have some extra steps in there, but I'm just going to basically show you how I apply my foundation, my concealer, my cream highlight, and contour, and then powder my face when I'm finished. So go ahead and grab your foundation and your concealer and any of those other products I mentioned and meet me back here. Okay, so I've already applied my moisturizer, and I just use the Clinique 3 Stop. It's a type 3. So I use the gel, and next I'm going to apply a primer. Use your favorite primer. I just use the Lanacane Anti-Chafing Gel. It's a silicone powder, very similar to the silicone primers they have on the market. So this is a really good tip if you don't want to go ahead and go buy the more expensive silicone products. Some of them are quite a bit better because they do have like a moisturizing or a tint to them, but this is just a basic to fill in kind of like my pores and my lines and stuff, and I just take it around like the center panel of the face and around my mouth and done. Next I'm going to take my foundation, and I use the Clinique Super Balance Makeup in 03 Ivory, and I'm just going to dot this on my face, down the nose, forehead, chin, and I do go on my eyelids. I have really thin skin, and I go down here as well because I do get red, and I do have a blemish today. Yay. So I'm going to make sure that I cover that really well. And next I'm going to take my stipple brush from e.l.f. It's dirty yet again, and I'm just going to blend that in all over the face. And this is just a really nice way to kind of buff it into the skin. A lot of people like to use their fingers, which is nice because it doesn't emulsify the makeup nicely. But I just do this, especially in the summertime when I don't want to add any extra oil to my face. I just use a brush. If you are going to use your fingers, make sure they're clean. We don't want to transfer any extra bacteria that will cause blemishes or irritation to the skin. So I'm just really going to make sure I don't have any lines. Okay, next I'm going to take my concealer, and I use the Maybelline New York Fit Me in number 20. It's called Sand Sable, and it goes with the Fit Me foundations. And I'm just going to put like 3 or 4 dots underneath the eye, and then I usually make an X on the forehead, yay Charles Manson, and then an X on the chin. I always do that just to make sure I get a little extra coverage down the center of the nose for a highlight, and I get really red around my nose, and then I also have this blemish guy here. If you have a concealer that has salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, now would be the time to use that on a blemish. Do not use it underneath the eye, obvious reasons. But if you have something that is medicated, use that on the blemish as opposed to your under eye concealer, because that'll be better for it anyway. But I don't have that. So, and I just start blending where I stopped last, on the lowest part of my face, and then I go into the nose. I do my under eyes last because there's the most product there, and I don't want to get cakey face. Pretty much I just get red in the center panel, and I do get a little bit red here, but that's mostly if I'm like flushed. And then I do a triangle like this under my eye, because I do get some bags, and that just helps really camouflage them. 8 hours of sleep would be really nice, but it's not always happening. So just really blend it in and pull out. And then for extra coverage, if you do have a blemish or really bad dark spots or something like that, you can just take your concealer and dab it on, and I do wait a little bit so it gets tacky usually, but what I do is I'll just push it into the skin and go around and just really blend around it. and it will help to camouflage that. Okay, next I'm going to take my cream highlight. This is Mega Glow by Wet n Wild. I don't even know if they make this anymore. I've had this since I was in like middle school. I know you're not supposed to keep cream products that long, but oh well. And I just go on the top of the cheekbones, which you can find by like feeling under your face. Just go on top of that. I just put a dot right on the bridge of my nose, and I'll explain why when I blend it out. On the brow bone, I go above the brow bone because I don't have much of a brow bone. And then I also go on the Cupid's bow, and if you want, you can go in like a C shape here to really, if you're an older, more mature lady, you can put that there, and that'll just bring radiance and light back into your eye area. So now we're going to blend, and I just like to kind of take like 2 or 3 fingers. I usually do 2, and I just blend in like a downward motion, very gently. Same on the other side. And I am kind of making this like C shape, and blend up and out because you want to create kind of like a dewy finish on the skin. Go in here, I take what's left on my finger and put it on the inner corners, and do the other side. Inner corners, and then I get up here. And on the nose, like I was saying, I just put some right here and pull downwards. That's going to give the illusion that your nose is straight if it is crooked, and thinner. You don't want to dot all the way down because you can get too much product and that will look greasy, which you don't want. And then on the Cupid's bow, I just work it back and forth and pull down onto the lip, and then I go a little bit on the outsides. And just make sure you don't have any like harsh lines or anything from where you started. And then next I use my Bahama Mama from the Balm palette. I love this palette. And I take, this is the blush brush from e.l.f. I use it as a contour brush because it's really small. You could really use it for blush if you wanted to. And then I take the Bahama Mama right here, or excuse me, this is the Big Mama palette, not the Bahama Mama. So Big Mama palette, Bahama Mama. And it's a matte bronzer. And I go under the cheekbones, like we found them before by pushing. And I pull down with that color. And you really just want something quite a bit darker than your skin tone. It's all about product control. So if you're not good at this, start with a little bit and then add on. And then what you want to do is make a line down and blend it, and then make a line up. So you're kind of creating like this triangle shape up here. And that will make the face appear smaller, or like you lost weight. Again, blend, blend, blend. Blendy, blend, blend. Right underneath those cheekbones to make them stand out. And then again in this triangle kind of pattern to make your face, you want to do that to make your face appear smaller. And then I also make sure this time to top my brush off really well, and I go down the sides of my nose to make it appear smaller, and then I go underneath, and then you want to blend the side. And these are all like extra steps, guys. You don't obviously have to do any of these when getting ready, but my face is kind of one-dimensional, I'm afraid. I have to do this, otherwise I have like a mono face. I don't really have bones or like definition in my face. So I do this just so it looks a little more interesting. And it's also, if you don't wear a lot of makeup and you're just starting to wear makeup, bronzer is a great investment because people are used to seeing you with a little bit of color on your face. And so when you take foundation and concealer and wipe all that away, it can look really different. And so you want to add a little bit of definition and contrast into your face So a blush and a bronzer are really good things to invest in. And then also, this is a really good tip, if you guys get double chins in pictures, take your bronzer and really blend it back. And what it's going to do is create the illusion that your chin, or your double chin, recedes. I get a double chin all the time in pictures, so it's lovely. This trick is like my lifesaver though. See, no double chin, or it's harder to see. I guess you can still see it kind of. Okay, so you're just going to take your last minute kind of things, and I do this step, the bronzer step, contouring before powder, so that this can stick to my wet foundation and kind of set itself, and it'll stay on longer. And then I take my face powder, which is this Sexy Mama, in the same palette, with a big fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I just set all of the cream products that I put on. So the concealer, in my T-zone, I didn't really put too much there, but I do get oily. And then the sides of the nose, down the nose, the lips, because we concealed around there, and the chin. And then you do want to kind of dot on that blemish guy. And just bring it down, really blend it in. You can do the eyelids. It makes for a really nice base. Make sure you get really underneath here because you put that concealer there. And that'll just help set it, because a lot of people will get creasy concealer and that's not a good look. So that's my finished face routine. I hope you guys learned some things and enjoyed it. There's more videos to come, so I hope you guys all have a great day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye!